G'day you beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Rancid Punk, you may call me whatever the hell you like. And this is Sky Factory 4. We are playing on Prestige mode, and we are playing on a standard Sky Factory map. So, we have one tree on a single piece of dirt. I'm sure you already know how this works. And what we're going to be doing is, today, if we go ahead and look at the advancements, this Sky Factory 4 is a little bit different to previous Sky Factory packs. We're going to be working with saplings to get the majority of our research. And we also, as I said, have Prestige mode enabled. Now, each of these advancement tabs comes with a winner winner chicken dinner, which gives you a Prestige point. And then if we exit out of here and we go into the Prestige menu, this is where you spend your Prestige points. So the first thing you have to get is Zen Garden, which unlocks Hopper Bonsais, which is going to make automation of your saplings a lot easier, and it costs 1 prestige point. So we need to make it through that first tab in order to unlock these, which we'll do in the first couple of episodes. From then on, you have Ore Excavation, Twilight Forest, Mob Grinder Utilities, you have Mystical Agriculture, you have Better Soil for your saplings, as well as better slimy dirt for your slime saplings. Tinker's Construct Smeltery is locked behind this as well, but we do have Tinker's Complement. Flux Networks and Project E also locked behind that, so we have no access to that sort of stuff. But it's going to be cool. We're going to work our way through this, and eventually what I'm actually hoping to do is work my way through this and then perhaps try one of the different maps, because there are a few maps that are actually really cool. I would personally like to give the Compact Sky map a chance, which is basically it's Sky Factory within a small compact machine, which is just insane. There are also some other options. The Pacifist Run, where if you kill a mob whatsoever, you actually it force quits your game. So we have 2 saplings there. We do kind of want some acorns as well, potentially. The way these trees work is, obviously, you get saplings from the leaves using a crook, but you also get acorns from leaves, and you get resin from the logs. You combine them together to make the material. So if we come in and we have a look and click use on the acorn, so 4 acorns and 4 resins will make a piece of dirt. And then we have a bunch more different types of saplings to work through. So what we'll do is that'll be enough. We've got 4 saplings, so we'll be fine on sapling. Come down and build ourselves a little mini platform. I'm just going to chuck my crafting station right there. Grab some oak wood planks. And what I might actually do is let's not do that. Let's make some more sticks. Can you please? And make an axe straight up. Just to make life easier, because as I said, we don't have Ore Excavator. So we're going to need to get this stuff done as quickly as possible. So there's going to be a lot of grow a tree a bunch of times to get resources and then work up towards making a new sapling. So if we go and have a look actually, and we'll just probably keep this over here on saplings for a while. Saplings. Oh, okay. Sapling, rather. So these are what we're going to make, and if we look at our advancements, we need to start from dirt, we need to go through petrified, and then do clay, bone, and gravel. Clay is going to be the important one to get to, because then we can make bonsais. So we have the dirt. Petrified is going to require us to take 8 petrified acorns and a dirt sapling, and we get those petrified acorns by drying out dirt ones. And then there's a bunch of other things that sort of come into play, like here to make a clay sapling, we need a dirt sapling, dirt resin, and petrified resin. And then as you get further along, you have things like iron, which in order to make that, we need to get an acacia sapling by putting an apple sapling into water and then put iron over the top of it. And the only way we're going to get the iron is to make amber via coal resin, sand resin, gravel, and clay. So we need those 4 trees before we can get into iron. So it's going to be a bit of a process. So what we might do is, just for the start, we'll stay together for a minute, and I might get a lot of the sort of in-between stuff, the farming of a single type of resource before we can progress to another sapling done off camera. Just so you're not sitting here watching me do the same thing over and over again, which is going to be just planting a tree and knocking the tree down. And for some reason my shift key wasn't working, which was really weird. So we're going to be sitting here twerking a lot of trees, which is, in my opinion, not super exciting. But what I will do is, once it comes time to it, I will make sure that I come back every time we're making a new type of sapling or doing something of note. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes just farming up a little bit of stuff. But before we do that, because we nearly have, well, I'm guessing we're going to nearly get enough acorns, if any of them even decide to drop. How many do we have? We have 7, so we need 1 more to get into petrified, which we just got. So it's obviously, it's a lot slower because we don't have ore excavator. If ore excavator was already unlocked, I would do a lot more of this on camera, but as I said, without ore excavator, this takes a long time. So it's kind of a little bit boring, and I don't want you to sit there watching that for too long. But like I said, we will do all the other stuff on camera, like making the new saplings, setting up processes. So what we need to do is to keep going, is not do that because that is not a valid recipe. We need to get some more oak wood planks. We actually need 8 of these. Well, we don't need 8, but we're going to get 8. So we have them. Let's get rid of this stuff. And this should work. I think this will work. We won't be able to see the bottom ones because they'll be hanging through the platform, but we'll be able to tell when they're done, when these top ones are done. So I'm going to dry them out for a minute. We'll get another sapling going, and it shouldn't take too long. I think they're only on a minute timer. And we're going to need a couple more acorns so we can at least make 1 more piece of dirt. We're actually, once we get into water, which is not going to be very hard at all because you can make water via saplings in a cauldron. What am I doing? Yes. So does this work? It does not work. One good thing about this pack is that you can actually repair crooks, which I love. I used to hate having to throw crooks overboard. I always thought it was a bit dumb. Yeah, so you can put saplings into a crushing tub, which we'll get into at some point. But before we do that, we're going to need a clay sapling, obviously, because we're going to need 3 bits of clay to make a bucket. So petrified are done. Our little acorns over there. This will be enough of the dirt for now, because we do have enough to actually make another piece of dirt. So we should be able to grab all these and create, yeah, we don't need you up there, petrified sapling. So there's hardwood. So as I said, the next thing that we need to get into is clay, gravel, and bone. Okay, so if we come back in here and we have a look, we do actually have, so can I, is this going to work, or do I need to adjust? Oh, it's already worked, yeah. So we want clay, we want gravel, and we wanted bone. Alright, so we're using bookmarks. So we have the clay sapling here. What we're going to need is, as we said before, dirt resin, petrified resin, and dirt sapling. So we'll get into that pretty quickly. The gravel sapling is going to need gravel acorns, which we get by crushing petrified acorns. So I'm going to need a few petrified acorns, and then the bone one is made by bone meal around a petrified sapling. And to get the bone, we are going to be either putting gravel into water, or there is another recipe, putting dirt into a crushing tub. Now that might seem like a bit of a waste, but what we're actually going to be doing instead is we're going to be duping grass. I think this will work. I'm not sure if this has been changed. So yeah, you can put any type of leaf into mud to get a piece of grass, and it's only a quarter of a cauldron to get one. So you get mud by putting 1 block of dirt into water. So for every 1 block of dirt, we're actually going to get 4 pieces of grass. So by the time we get enough clay to make a bucket and we get a cauldron going, which we can do with wood, we can take 1 piece of dirt, which we have enough to actually make. We can make 2. And then we can actually make a set of shears super cheap, which is a cool wooden shear recipe, which is like that, in order to get leaves. And then we can sort of dupe all that dirt up. So what I'm going to do is, while it's nice and dark, is I'm going to get this petrified on the go. I'm going to start farming a little bit of this until we're ready to get into clay saplings, and then we will be back. Okay. Skip forward a few minutes, and I have 7 cobblestone here ready to make piece number 8. So we have our 8 cobblestone, which we can then use to make our furnace. Now, just to sort of get this other advancement done, I'm just going to make that into slab furnace just for the moment. I don't want to use them. I just wanted to stop slabbing yourself done, which meant you had to either make a crafting slab, furnace slab, chest slab. So that is done. Okay, so what we're going to need to do then is, let's just chuck this in here as fuel for now. And the other thing that we can make is we can make the clay sapling. So we're going to get that going. Actually, let's just make 2. It's not going to hurt. We've got plenty of leftovers. So we're going to get a couple of clay saplings going. And then we said we needed gravel, which needs, so we need more petrified acorns for that, and then bone meal we need to start getting into other stuff. So first I want to grab some clay, but actually we'll just take that off and we'll get another petrified going up there so that we can get the 8 acorns into the crushing tub, which is a super simple recipe, just 3 slabs and 2 planks gives you a crushing tub. We will put this somewhere where I know things aren't going to fall off the edge, so we'll just chuck it there for now. Actually, no, I really don't. The moment I place that down, my brain just hurt. So we'll chuck it there, so it's a little bit more out of the way. Grab this little bit of charcoal, chuck that in there. We are going to need some more wood. So let's repair our toolage. That'll be fine. So I'm going to be harvesting some clay and a little bit more of the petrified acorns, and we'll come back again in a minute. Alrighty, so I've got myself a little bit of clay here. So we'll turn that into small pieces of clay. We definitely need to make ourselves a single bucket at least, and then we actually have enough for a bonsai. Bonsais, you just smelt this and turn it into bricks, and then you can just make a bonsai like this. So we grab this bucket. What we're going to do is we're going to take, let's take 20 of these petrified saplings, and let's chuck them into the crushing tub. And it's actually good that this is here, because we can use this to make things a little bit quicker. A slab underneath there would actually be really nice. So what I'm going to do is chuck a slab there just for the moment. So if you have it so that you have the half a block above it, another full block, which would be here, and then half an empty space in a slab. So just go 3 blocks behind and put a slab across. You end up being able to do this super quick, which is awesome. So we have 2 buckets of water. So of course with that we're going to make a water source. One other thing that I should probably do as well, because I do want to expand a little bit. Let's take a few of our coal and let's make some more torches. That'll do for the minute. Because I didn't really expand out too far because these edges were going to be not lit. That is fine. Do that now really quick. And then what I might do is I might just make this our water source right here. So we'll keep that open. Chuck torch down. Please place straight away. That's better. Back a torch down, and just for aesthetics, back another torch down there. And we forgot to put one in this corner. So what I'll do is I'll take this piece out, chuck a bucket of water in here, and chuck a bucket of water in here, and then let's just go. Excuse me. Let's go down. Just chuck that there, like that. Yeah. Okay, fine. And then I kind of want to, just because it's going to hurt my brain, I want to get rid of them. It's really going to hurt my brain. So that will do for the moment. We have our water source. Now what we can do is we can take this, we can make ourselves a cauldron, and just because it may be necessary later, we'll just chuck it on top of the torch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab a bucket of water, chuck it in there, we're going to steal this block of dirt out from here, just because that's how we roll. Chuck the mud in. So that piece of dirt's turned it into mud. And let's just grab some of these bad boys. So dirt is obviously very easy to get away from using saplings early on with this method. Also cobblestone you're going to be able to get away from because we do have the usual cobble gen in this pack. That's going to be fine. So all we have to do is chuck 4 of them in there. That gives us 4 grass. Let's move this over. Problem is we're going to need to... I just tried to vein mine that grass. Turn it back into dirt because you can't put the grass in. It won't duplicate off itself. So just go bucket, mud, and grass. So, before I forget, we'll chuck that back in there. The other thing we needed to do was to take 8 petrified. And, yeah, and crush 8 petrified. So let's take these 8 petrified acorns, chuck them in there, and just quickly... That is so much quicker. Where's... Oh no, where's the last one? There it is. So now we can make our gravel sapling. And what I would normally do is do the gravel in order to get the piece of, get the bone sapling by putting gravel through into the cauldron, but I actually think it's like, we're in the ice mountains? That's not cool. I hope this doesn't keep happening, that's not cool. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, I hope that doesn't become a problem. We might just have to keep a couple of buckets of water in an inventory at a later date. So now that we have this many, let's actually turn all this to dirt, and then I will put 8 into the crushing tub just to get those bone meal. We'll quickly get into that sapling, and then we'll take a look at what we're going to be doing moving forward, and then I'll probably go off and do a little bit of farming again and then come back, because what I would like to do is at least get up to the stage where we're getting into the iron sapling before I end the episode. So if you take, no, we don't need 10, we need 8. So we chuck 8 of them in there. And 1 went over the edge, didn't it? It did. So let's chuck another one in and hope that doesn't happen again. The only problem with this, you can put blocks either side of it to try to stop that. Alright, so now we have bone meal. So if we take a look at our advancements tab, the only other thing we need to do is actually cook a dirt acorn, which I don't have. So I'll have to plant 1 dirt sapling in order to get that acorn and cook it for that advancement. But we are up to the stage where we can do tin and sand. So, I know there's cottonwood and then tin. So if we go back into our inventory, and I think we can just, yeah, we just ate off of them. Go back to saplings. And we need to do cottonwood. Oh, don't do that. Don't do it. Cottonwood and sand. So cottonwood is going to require 3 bone meal, a vine, and a jungle sapling. In order to get the vines, you can either you can dry out a junglewood sapling if you like, or you can just make those wooden shears and grow yourself a big jungle sapling using 4. So we need some extra clay saplings into mud. So it's just going to be a matter of put a water block in, put a dirt block in to turn it to mud, and then chuck those saplings in. So this is a problem. The good thing is though that I can make my first bonsai, and what I'm actually going to do with that is I'm going to be putting a clay sapling. Actually, let's not put it there. Where can we? Oh my god, it just keeps happening. Because we're going to put an inventory next to there, so let's just chuck a clay sapling in there. So we've got continuous clay production. Can you? Please don't. So let's cut these down. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll get some more stuff hooked up, ready to go. So what did we need to do? Again? Yeah, I need to work towards a jungle sapling, which is going to be clay sapling and mud. And then the sand sapling is going to require sand acorns, which is just crushing gravel acorns. So I do need to plant the gravel and get enough acorns to make the sand sapling. And I also need to create the 4 junglewood saplings that we're going to need, which is going to require, as I said, clay. So we can do that right this moment. Oh my god. Hate you. I'm not 100%, I've never really worked within an Ice Mountains biome, so I don't know how likely that's going to spread to the other ones. That's why I'm being so pedantic about what's happening. So I did the wrong thing. So there we go, we have 4 junglewood saplings. So what I can actually do is get rid of you. Just chuck our torch down somewhere else. And then let's F7 that off. Get rid of this guy. Get rid of this here. The only problem is going to be that when I plant this junglewood sapling, I'm going to have to go and cut it all down myself. So part of me wants to just do the gravel So we just right click that sapling once it's fully grown as well, by the way. Yeah, so what I'm actually going to do is I'll do the gravel and get those acorns that we need off camera. And I'm also going to spend a long time working with this bad boy. So I'll chop down all the wood and get rid of the, get some vines, which, if you remember, is just a matter of just make yourself some wooden shears. And so now all we really need to do to work into the other stuff is we need a little bit of bone meal. So I'll need to plant a gravel and a bone and get that farmed up. I'll get the 8 gravel acorns, I'll get the bone meal that we need, or at least ready to craft. And then we'll come back once I've chopped down this mammoth of a structure. Alright, so we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I have my 8 gravel acorns, which I really don't want to go over the edge, so I'm actually going to chuck that there and hope that's enough. I just did not want to have to do that again. So that took quite a while. And by the way, I'm getting super worried about that water source block. Infinite water source, because it's just out of control. Just really out of control. So, I don't know what's going to happen with that. So, what we have is we have cottonwood sapling. And we have a sand sapling. So that moves us on to the next phase, in which I still need to do that piece of dirt, but dirt acorn, but we can do that at any point. We need to move into coal next, and then get into tin. So as far as tin goes, so we can get rid of this and this now. So as I said, we need to do coal, which is simply smelting a birch sapling. A birch sapling is sand into water, so I'll need to duplicate those, duplicate this sand, and then the other one that we need to do is tin, which means we need to cast. Okay, so we need to use Tinker's Complement, and we need another birch sapling, and then with the tin, we need all this stuff. So I need to get a piece of flint. I need to get some gravel resin, bone resin, and clay resin. Which, do we actually have most of that? Where am I? What are we missing with that? So we do need some more bone resin, and I need the piece of flint. So, before we do that though, what I really need to do is I need to get myself some storage. So I love this storage. It is the cabinet, and it is from Rustic. And it's actually brilliant, especially considering that we can chuck this. We'll aim at this side. No, actually, we'll aim at this side just in case we put another cabinet in, because that will put the door handle on this side, and then we can place another one here eventually, so the 2 doors connect. And it'll actually work with your resource table, crafting station, I said. So we can actually chuck like all this in here that we're going to be using for crafting, like the bone meal, the resin. We can chuck our coal and our sticks in there and our other dirt resin, and pretty much make up a lot of room in our inventory. We have our clay coming. So, did I not? So we need to add the coal, and we need to add the tin sapling. And then with the tin sapling, we actually need to get the... So I'm just pressing A on these recipes. So we press A on that, and that'll chuck that up there again. And the other thing we needed to know was birch, which is the sand saplings. Alright, so before we go today, I'm going to duplicate this up and get the resources necessary to make the tin amber. Actually, no. What we might do is I'll duplicate these sand saplings so that we can get the birch saplings to make the coal. And what I'll do as well is I'll take the I'll take all this clay and I might mix it with some bone meal, 32, and we'll get into tinkers. So we're going to need that, and then we're going to need, that'll be our table, a melter, and then we'll need 8 for the heater, so that should be fine. So yeah, I'll get all that smelted up. So I'll get all this smelted up, I'll get all this sand and everything ready to do these. I won't build the Tinker's Complement stuff, and then next episode we'll come back, we'll build that stuff, and we'll try and make our way. Stop it! We'll try and make our way through the rest of it. It is going to take a little bit. We're going to have to make a cobblestone generator. This sort of stuff is pretty easy. Obsidian is really easy. You just fill a cauldron with lava and then right click it with a bucket of water, so that's pretty easy. This stuff here though, there is going to be some stuff that I'm going to need to do. So I'm going to need to farm up carrots, wheat, cactus, sugarcane, and I'm going to need to get a cow and some pigs. So what I might do is I'll do this stuff we just talked about. I'll build the base out a little bit, and I'll get a little farm going with some carrots, wheat, sugarcane, and cactus, and I'll try to work towards getting the cow and pigs, which we'll do on the next episode. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Welcome to my channel, and I hope if you enjoyed the video, you smash that like button and come back for another episode. If you have any comments whatsoever, especially if it's just something that you think I'm doing wrong, and you know how to do better, like dealing with this, that would be greatly appreciated, and I look forward to your feedback. With that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love your face, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.